Hello and welcome to today's edition of Great Recruiters, Top Rated Recruiter Spotlight. Today I am joined with Derek Leo of CoreMedical Group. Derek, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, Adam. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I love this stuff. To start off, I'm going to do a little bragging about you if you don't mind, just for the
Please do.
audience to know. Derek has a 4.89 rating from over 40 reviews with a 100% highly recommended. So, this is definitely somebody that you want to talk to if you're in the healthcare arena and looking for opportunities. What I love are the things that people have said about Derek. Derek was amazing to work with. He listens and puts you where you're the best fit. He also follows up weekly, which is so key to make sure things are going well. Derek has made traveling so easy. He is knowledgeable in the industry, responsive to all correspondence. Derek, from just the brief overview of a few of those, man, you're doing things right. Kudos to you.
Thanks. I appreciate it, and I couldn't do it without all those reviews. Those are super important, and it lets us know what we're doing well, and also provides feedback for us to continue to grow. No matter how long we've been in the industry. So, I
Well, with
appreciate
that,
all the reviews as well.
oh, that's great. And tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the industry, and the question I love is how did you get into this industry?
Yeah, so I've been here for a little bit. I've been with Core my entire 11 years that I've been recruiting. I recruit in travel nursing here, and many moons ago, it feels like at this point, I was referred here. I knew somebody that I was close with that had worked here, and they told me about the great company culture. And I had come from a corporate environment in insurance, and it was a little bit different than the family feel that we have here at Core Medical. So I was attracted by the culture, and I came in an interview, and the rest is history. And we're here talking 11 years later.
That's awesome. And hey, kudos and shout out to Core Medical. I mean, to retain recruiters for 11 years, obviously they're doing something right with the culture and the opportunities they're providing you. So that's outstanding. And you mentioned travel nursing. Can you give a little bit more background, types of opportunities that you are looking to fill within the travel nursing industry?
Yeah, of course. For me, I work in all specialties. So RNs, LPNs, surgical techs, sterile processing techs, um, throughout acute care, as well as home health, home hospice, and long term care as well, are some of our um, specialties in which we recruit in.
Awesome. And I love talking to somebody who's been in the industry so long. I know Great Recruiters is new to you, new to Core Medical Group. And I'm just curious, as somebody who's been in the industry for so long, how do you feel Great Recruiters has benefited you today as a recruiter?
Yeah, so travel nursing, it's a very high-paced industry, and there's a lot of things that go on from day to day. And sometimes when you're in the fishbowl, so to say, you lose a little bit of perspective of how much of an impact you can actually make on a individual or certain travelers. And it's nice from our end to have that reinforcement to know that you're truly having an impact on your clinicians' lives, and you're making a difference because in the end we go to work 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and we devote most of our time to what we do. It's nice to have that impact, and to have that impact reinforced by something like great recruiters. So um, yeah.
It's awesome. And let me ask you this. Were you surprised at the depth of feedback that you received from the travelers you work with?
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty elaborate. They were all very well written, and they went into everything from communication to trust and transparency, and a lot of the things that, as an experienced recruiter, I like to really hang my hat on. So, yeah, they kind of touched on a little bit of everything as far as the aspect of what I try to bring to the table in our partnerships when we work together. And I couldn't be happier at the depth and the amount of feedback that we were able to receive on the reviews. So I certainly appreciate it.
That's great. And you hit on it. So there's a lot of options that candidates have, travelers have. There's a lot of recruiters out there. Like, this is a crowded industry, I know every traveler is looking for somebody that they can trust. Right, that's the biggest thing. They're looking for a recruiter they can find for life, that can stick with them, that they can trust. And so just expound a little bit. What should candidates expect when they're working with you? What kind of experience do you create for them?
Yeah, so I'm a straight shooter. I am transparent. I'd love to be in a position to help. And I think it's really important for me to be able to set good expectations. My industry knowledge and my experience here allows me to be able to set those expectations for travelers, whether you're just getting started now or whether you've been on 10 or 15 assignments. Having somebody that is able to walk you through that process and give you not just the good but the bad as well, and to be able to set those expectations. We may have clinicians that want to go to a certain area, that may not sometimes have the best facilities or something like that, and depending on where their values are and understanding that and getting to know them, to maybe they want to just be in that specific location, regardless of client or facility, or maybe it's rate and they're open to location. It's being able to set those good expectations, and if I can help, to be able to help, but also to provide some guidance and assistance throughout their process. Maybe now isn't the time for travel for them, or maybe they can't get what they're looking to get from it,
Mhm.
and it's not a good time for them personally. Some of my favorite calls are when I hear from that same traveler maybe 3, 6, 9 months down the road, and they're like, "Hey, Derek, I saved your information. We had such a great talk. And even though it wasn't the right time for me at that time, the value that you provided without any kind of um, response in return or expectation in return, I wanted to make sure that you were one of the first ones that I reached out to now that the timing is better." So, um, that's kind of how I approach everything at my desk when, I'm working with travelers.
And hearing you say, there were so many gold nuggets in there. And if you're a new recruiter, I mean, just listen to what Derek had to say. It's about building relationships. It's about understanding where they're at. So many people are trying to push the recruiters trying to push their own agenda. And I love what you said. It's understanding what values uh, do they hold true. What do they value? Is it location? Is it the pay? And you don't get that unless you seek to understand. And hearing you answer that question, I'm not surprised at the 100% highly recommended. So kudos to you. Um,
You'd be surprised, Adam, how much I hear, travelers that are, "Hey, my recruiter's really not listening to me," right? Like, I tell him I need to be in the Carolinas, but he's only sending me jobs in the Dakotas or something like that, right? So,
right.
it's really important to be able to not just hear the recruiter, but understand really what they're looking for and how you can add value, because there are so many recruiters out there. How can I add additional value from all of the other recruiters that you might speak to? And I think
And
that's part of it.
and it is key. And the result of that is, I always say I can't guarantee a placement today, but I can control the value that I provide you. And I love what you said when they call you back 3, 6 months, 9 months later. They did that because you did add value in that conversation, and that is memorable. And they're like, "Look, if I'm going to look for something, I want to go with somebody who's adding value to me, whether or not they have the right opportunity today." So that's just amazing. And tell me, what is being recognized as the top rated recruiter for Q4 2023? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so again, it's a lot of validation for me, knowing that out of the many recruiters that we have, I think the number was like 8,000 recruiters on the Great Recruiters um, app, is that I'm one of the recognized ones for having such a high level of reviews and so forth. So it's just a validation that I am having the impact that I like to have. for the travelers that I get the opportunity to work with. It's a partnership, and to me, they're the ones doing all the hard work on the front lines in the facilities. So it's really important for me that I'm able to hold up my end of the partnership and really provide that service when it comes to a lot of the contract negotiations, administration work, compliance, background, HR. I've got a previous background in insurance, so benefits, just being that well rounded recruiter that is able to impact the travelers and having that um, validated on the great recruiters is just a great feeling.
That's awesome. And what do you think it means to your candidates?
Again, it's validation. When we reach out, and most often we're doing a lot of work on the phone, and unless we get Facebook requests and some LinkedIn requests, and we're able to kind of connect virtually that way. They don't always have a face with the name and things like that, and they also don't maybe have feedback from other clinicians that I've been able to work with. So for my travelers, having a site like Great Recruiters where they can go and see how many other people I've been able to help and the good experiences that they've had allows them hopefully to feel a little bit more confident when making that jump into travel nursing and choosing a recruiter.
It's outstanding. Uh, Derek, I wish you all the best. I mean, there are a lot of options as recruiters. If I'm a candidate looking, I want someone like Derek who's genuine. You can just hear it. He's responsive. He's experienced and knowledgeable. He's an advisor. He's adding value, and he's transparent. So, Derek, I appreciate you coming on and sharing
Likewise.
about yourself and your insights. And congratulations again and being recognized as a top-rated recruiter. And just wish you the best here in 2024.
Adam, I appreciate it. Thank you. And best to you and the Great Recruiters team as well. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right. Cheers, man.